Here we are again, back in the old house, the old palace, shitty palace foundation. Figured that I would try and look for a cave right now, instead of continuing to build on the palace, just so I can get some starting resources, and then that'll hopefully make the building process easier. But the first step to that is finding a cave, and I don't know where one is. Okay, there's a gigantic lake here, immediately followed by a winter Arctic place. So let's go and look. Oh hell, I can't make that jump. Where are my blocks? Dirt, okay. Here we go, just make a bridge. Because I do not want to deal with that all the time. Not gonna happen. I should even cover that up, but whatever. Oh, well, damn it. Now I have to cut my way through. Alright, come on. I'm murdering this tree's roots. Its very foundation of life is gone, thanks to me. It's kind of funny, these survival type games are basically all about murdering nature, which is basically what we do in real life too. It's just, oh, this looks like a beautiful place to put up a sky mall, or build a multiplex, something like that. It's just weird, odd how things work, I guess. I don't know. I think these things, and then I never know how to explain the things that I'm thinking, so I just end up sounding like an idiot all the time. But that's okay. I will let people think of me however they wish, because I really don't care what people think anymore. God damn it, I hit my head. I got domed on this fucking... There we go. Alright, well, we're coming over this hill here on the right-hand side of my house, and it looks like there's the start of a cave, possibly. Looks promising. One thing, yeah, I was gonna say, I better check and see if I have, like, ropes and building blocks and things like that, so I don't get screwed. But I do, so, alright, let's... Oh, damn. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. I want to get this copper. I am the biggest item whore, like, ever. So I will go out of my way to collect... Oh, damn, there's a thingy here. There's a dude. Yeah, this is the corruption right here. Wow, that's really close by my house, kind of. Alright, dude. This guy can... I don't know if he can actually mess me up, but he can do some damage, because the corruption is a pretty serious place. Anyways, like I was saying, I am an item whore, and I will go out of my way to collect just about every single goddamn piece of ore, and pot, and loot, and everything. So... I will do my best to keep that at a minimum, and maybe like cut some things out if I find it boring. But for these first few caving episodes, I want to leave it in because personally, I am the kind of guy who likes to see early progress, and then once things begin to get repetitive, that's when I start to cut things out. Like, you don't need to see me go caving every single time, and you don't need to see me pick up every single item, but for the first couple times, it's good to do that, in my opinion, because then you're able to get a feel for my playstyle. And, whoop, little lag spike there. That's alright. You're able to get a feel for my playstyle and the way that I do things. So, it won't be forever. That's alright. And mud will also be useful, so it's good that I found that, because I want to eventually make a potion room so I can brew up some MLG potions. Um, and we use mud to plant the herbs and spices, so to say, um, that we make our potions from, like mushrooms and flowers and things of that nature. Alright, now that we got all that iron. Ooh, this is shady. Slim shady. I don't know how much I like that. Get rid of that torch, actually. There we go. We can just mash ropes down until... Alright, I can't place anymore. This is still pretty scary stuff, so I'm gonna do that. You know what else I think would be cool? Would to be, to like actually try and make this place look like a mine. It was not, let me think. To make it look like, yeah, like a mine, like ropes and wooden supports here and there, and like cross sections and things like that. I think that would be really cool. A builder potion increases placement speed and range. Cool. Probably never gonna use that. Some wooden arrows, awesome. Copper, nades, and a throwing knife. Alright. What is this? Is this iron? Yeah, that's iron. Ooh. You guys hear that? I think that's a... Oh, God. Yep, that's a worm. Bitch. It's an underground cactus. Have you ever seen anything like it? Ever before in your life? No, you haven't. Alright. Is this... Am I seeing things, or is there something down here? Man, this pick is so slow. No, I'm not seeing things. There's this gold right here. Holy hell. This game does not really conform to real life. I mean, obviously there's giant worms trying to kill me while I mine gold. um, but in this game, the um, the upgrade process, I guess you can call it, meaning like in terms of tools, weapons, and armor, it's different because in real life, gold is a very weak and malleable element, but in this game, gold is stronger than iron, whereas iron is stronger than copper, and what is this? Silver? Yeah. So I think the progress would go copper, iron, silver, and then gold. Um, there's more than one type of each ore, if that makes any sense. It does make sense. So basically, Terraria is a game that is so expansive and so vast and varietable. I don't think that's a word. Full of variety. I can't believe I just tried and say varietable. It's a game that's so full of variety that you can't even get all of the items in one world that you generate. So it's like two kind of skins for the same thing. Um, my world generated copper, iron, silver, and gold. But there's also alternatives to each one of those ore. So there would be tin, tungsten, um, tin, tungsten, platinum, and there's one other one that I can't remember. It'll come to me later. Don't you guys hate that when you know what you're trying to say and then the word just isn't there in your brain, and then you slave all day thinking about it and then it just never comes? Yeah, that's the worst. Um, but anyways, and then similarly, there's other a different biome. So before we went into the cave, there was that purple-ish biome that's called the corruption, and there's uh, the alternative to that would be the crimson, which instead of purple, it's obviously red because crimson is red. Um, and there are certain items in the crimson that you cannot get unless uh, unless your world generated a crimson biome. And there are certain items that you can't get unless your world generated a corruption biome. So it's the fact that there's so much stuff and so many items and so many things to do over the span of like multiple worlds and things like that. That's what makes me enjoy this game so much, is because it's almost an infinite possibility as to what you can do. You know, no one world is going to be the exact same, and sometimes you can even get mixtures, like you can get um, copper and tungsten and platinum and iron, you know, things like that. So it's one of the cool things about this game, but it's also one of the more, it's like a weakness and a strength at the same time, because the fact that there's so much stuff, for people like me, it's good because I can sit here and play this game for hours and never get bored because there's so much stuff. But for another person, they might think that's just way too overwhelming, and they don't know where to start, so they just don't. And it's it's always kind of a give or take, because you want to appeal to everybody, but that's impossible to do. So, for me, and for people who enjoy watching these kind of survival games, um, it's an amazing game, and I think everybody should. It's definitely worth every penny on the Steam store. So, if you haven't already, go out and buy it because you will love it. I already know. I know your entire life. You will love it. Another cool thing, because they a while ago they said that they weren't gonna update it anymore. When it was fully released, that was it. Um, but they ended up coming back. I think a year later or something like that, and they updated it into what we have today, where with the alternative ores and things like that. But I hear that there's going to be another update at the time of my recording and upload. Uh, I have no idea when that's going to be, but I am looking forward to it because this recent update that they did, that I'm playing on now, is MLG. It's awesome to the max, like no kidding. Um, they added this smart cursor feature, which I don't have to put my cursor. My cursor is over here, and I don't even have to put my cursor on the block. It will automatically just carve out an area for me if I have it enabled. So it's really cool. I like this game.